You hatch from an egg somewhere in the Pacific Ocean, and the current pushes you sideways before you can straighten out. You're tiny, and everything around you at the surface is moving. A small fish comes straight at you with its mouth opening wide, so you kick your tail hard and drop below it, and it snaps at the water above your head before turning away. But another one is already coming from the side, so you drop again, kicking downward with your whole body to put distance between you and it. Going down works, so you keep going. The further down you go, the less things come at you. A jellyfish drifts past you with its tentacles hanging below it, and you steer around it and keep dropping. A few other small fish follow you for a while, trying to close the gap, but the further you go, the more they slow down and then stop, and one by one they turn back up toward the surface. You keep going down for a long time with your tail pushing steadily below you. The animals around you get fewer and further apart. After a while, there are almost none. You pass a long, pale fish hanging still in the water with its head pointing down, and it doesn't move as you go past it. Then the bottom comes into view. It's flat and covered in a soft layer of settled material, stretching out in every direction with no edge you can see. You slow down and let yourself sink the last stretch, landing gently on the surface of it. You haven't eaten since you hatched, but something is already moving across the bottom a little way ahead of you. You're a few months old now, and you've been moving along the bottom ever since you landed on it. The floor of the trench stretches out flat in every direction, and small pieces of broken down material drift down from above and settle on the surface of it. That's what you've been eating, pressing your mouth to the sediment and pulling up whatever has collected there. It's not much, but it keeps you going. Then you find something bigger. A clump of organic matter has built up against a small ridge in the sediment, more than you've seen in one place since you arrived at the bottom. You move toward it and press your mouth down into it, pulling up mouthful after mouthful. But before you've eaten half of it, the sediment around the clump starts moving. A group of small, pale creatures with long legs comes up out of the material from every side, covering the clump completely and pushing into it from all directions. They're amphipods, and there are too many of them to push through, so you back away and wait. They work fast, pulling the clump apart and carrying pieces of it back into the sediment. After a while, the group thins out, with most of them going back below the surface, and a portion of the clump is still sitting there untouched. You move back in and press your mouth down into what's left, eating steadily until it's gone. You push further along the ridge after that, with your mouth running just above the sediment surface, pulling up smaller pieces as you go. The ridge collects more than the flat areas do, so you follow it as far as it goes. But the further along you move, the more you start to find things that have already been picked clean. Something else is working this ridge too, and it's ahead of you. You're a year old now, and you've found a section of the trench wall where the surface curves inward, forming a shallow hollow. Material collects here faster than anywhere else you've found, settling into the base of the hollow and building up before anything can scatter it. You've been coming back to this spot every time your stomach is empty, and it's been enough to keep you fed. Then one day you arrive and another eel is already there. It's the same kind as you, pressing its mouth into the base of the hollow and feeding steadily. You move toward it and position your body along the wall beside it, angling yourself so your side is facing it and your body is taking up as much of the hollow entrance as you can cover. The other eel lifts its head and moves slightly toward you, so you press closer to the wall and hold your position without pulling back. The two of you stay like that for a long time, with neither of you moving away. Then you push your body flat against the wall and slide forward until you're directly over the base of the hollow, covering it completely with your body. The other eel pushes against your side once, trying to get underneath you, but you hold flat and don't move. After a while, it stops pushing and pulls back, and then it drifts away down the trench wall and disappears. You lift your body off the base of the hollow and press your mouth back into it, eating steadily until you're full. Then you pull back to the edge of the hollow and stay there. You've held this spot once, but the trench runs a long way in both directions, and others will find this hollow again. Skip forward a bit, and you're several years old now. You're moving along the base of the trench wall when the wall itself starts to move. The sediment in front of you lifts in a wide, slow cloud that spreads out across the bottom and covers everything within reach. The hollow you've been feeding from disappears under it, and a section of the wall above it breaks away and drops, landing in a heavy pile that pushes a wave of sediment outward across the floor. You get pushed sideways by the water movement and lose your position against the wall. You try to get back to it, but the sediment cloud is too thick, so you move along the floor away from it, keeping low with your body just above the surface. You search for anything to eat as you go, but everything in this section has been buried or scattered, and after a long time moving, you still haven't found enough to matter. Then something large comes down from above. It drops slowly through the water, with its body already still, landing on the sediment floor a short distance ahead of you. It's a deep sea fish, its body crushed and split open, and nothing has reached it yet. You move toward it and press your mouth into the exposed flesh, pulling up more in a single bite than you'd normally find in a full day of searching the sediment. You eat until you can't take anymore, then pull back and settle against the nearest section of wall. You stay there while your body processes the meal. The sediment cloud has started to settle back down across the floor around you. Your hollow is gone, so you'll need to find another section of wall worth claiming. But for now, you stay still. Skip forward a bit, and you're many years old now. A large shape drops down through the water above you and lands on the sediment floor, close to where you're resting. It's a dead fish, bigger than anything you've come across in a long time, and you move toward it straight away, pressing your mouth into the underside of the body where the flesh is softest. Then something else arrives. A grenadier fish comes down from a higher layer with its long tail moving behind it, and it goes straight for the top of the carcass and starts feeding from above. It's bigger than you and much faster, so you stay pressed against the underside of the body and keep your mouth moving without pulling away. From above, your body is completely hidden under the carcass, so the grenadier keeps feeding from its side without coming for yours. You work through the underside steadily, pulling away large pieces and swallowing them before going back for more. The grenadier tears at the top and the sides, working fast and taking big portions with each bite. But it doesn't reach underneath, so your section stays yours. After a while, the grenadier pulls away from the carcass and moves back up through the water, with its tail pushing it upward, and it disappears above you. You stay under the carcass and keep feeding until the underside is stripped clean. Then you pull back and settle on the sediment beside what's left of the body. Feeding from underneath kept you hidden and kept you fed. But not everything that comes down to this level will stop at the surface of the carcass. Some things will go all the way through it. Decades have passed, and you've been moving along the same stretch of trench wall for longer than you've ever stayed in one place. Then another eel comes along the wall toward you, moving at the same pace you do and staying at the same level. You turn and move alongside it, matching its direction and keeping your body parallel to it along the wall. You stay beside it for a long time, both of you moving forward at the same slow pace without pulling away from each other. Then you move closer and press against its side, and the two of you mate. It takes a short time, and when it's done, the other eel pulls away from the wall and starts moving upward, rising slowly through the water above you. You watch it go up for a moment, then turn back to the wall and keep moving forward in the direction you were already going. The eggs you've released are rising too, drifting up through the water the same way you came down when you first hatched. Most of them will be eaten before they get anywhere close to the surface. A few might make it. Those few will hatch up there in the open water and start the same long drop you made, and most of them won't survive it either, but some will reach the bottom. You don't go up after them. There's nothing for you above this level anymore, and your body hasn't been built for that water in a very long time. You press your mouth back to the wall and keep moving forward. Somewhere far above you, the eggs are already rising, but your direction has always been along the bottom, and that doesn't change now. More decades pass, and you're moving along the floor when the sediment ahead of you changes. There's a large shape sitting on the bottom that wasn't there before, too big to be anything that lives down here. It's a whale, and it's been dead long enough to sink all the way to the trench floor. You move toward it and press your mouth into the underside, pulling away large pieces of soft flesh, the same way you fed from the fish carcass years ago. Other things are already on it. A hagfish has pushed its whole body deep into the side of the carcass, and a group of amphipods is covering the far end of the tail. You stay on the underside and keep feeding, pulling away more than you've eaten in any single sitting you can remember. Then something clamps onto your tail. A giant isopod has come up from the sediment behind you with its legs wrapped around the base of your tail, pulling backward with its full weight. You twist your body hard to the side, trying to pull free, but it holds on and pulls harder. So you twist the other way and kick forward with everything you have. And the grip breaks, but a section of your tail fin tears away as you pull free. You move away from the carcass and press yourself against the trench wall a short distance back, staying still while the torn section of your tail settles against the sediment below you. You stay there for a long time. The wound closes slowly over the following days, and your movement steadies out again. You don't go back to the carcass. The trench runs deeper past this point than you've ever gone, and something has been moving along the far wall for days now, going further down each time you track it. You've been moving deeper along the trench wall for a long time, going further down than you've ever gone before. The wall beside you runs straight down with no hollows and no ridges, and the sediment on the floor below is flat and completely still. There's nothing to eat here and nothing moving anywhere around you, but you keep going down anyway with your tail pushing you lower in slow, steady movements. Then your body starts to slow down on its own. Your tail keeps pushing, but the movement it produces gets smaller each time, until you're barely covering any distance at all. You press yourself against the wall and try to hold your position, but your body starts to slide downward along the surface of it with your side dragging against the rock. Your stomach presses inward. Your sides push in after it, slowly at first and then faster, until the pressure collapses your body from both sides at once and splits the skin open along your full length. You drop away from the wall and land on the sediment floor, with your body lying open on the surface of it. You don't move again. Within a few hours, the amphipods arrive, coming up out of the sediment from every direction and covering you completely. Within a few days, there's nothing left on the surface. The sediment settles back over the spot and goes flat again, the same as it was before you landed here. The trench stays the same as it always has, and something else is already moving along the wall far above where you came down.